We are ready.
40 minutes and 33 seconds. Let's get our timer. We've been right around 30 minutes.
Come have a seat. It's recording, right?
Yeah.
All right, so
What's up?
this part right here, you guys will not be able to have the benefit of understanding what I'm going to show Matt. You're just going to see the reaction.
Congratulations, buddy. Come on, man.
Yeah, man.
Let's go, baby. Wow. Oh, man.
All right.
Okay.
Wish we could share that.
Oh, man.
Might not be appropriate.
Oh, wow. Happy New Year, everybody.
So 2020's been pretty dope, man.
Oh, man. Let's start the show, dude. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, man. I got to keep it together, dude.
2020's pretty dope.
Oh, man. This has been a rough year. It's been a rough year. In many ways. In obvious ways. In obvious ways. It's been a challenging year for everybody. Not just us, everybody.
But it works out, man. Push. That's what we've been preaching since we started this thing. You push, it works out over time, man. It's all for the best.
It's a beautiful thing. What a way to end the year, man. What a way.
So how did your holiday go, man?
My holiday went really well, dude. It was the three of us, our little wolf pack as we call ourselves, and we just stayed home. We stayed safe. We had a quiet Christmas morning. Well, Vic got a little hyped up for a couple of gifts. Well, it wasn't so quiet, but it was a great, wonderful day, man. We just enjoyed each other. We enjoyed each other. Dude, I thought I killed Christmas. I was like, yo, I got Brie. I hooked her up, man.
Yeah.
I really went all out. I went all out. In my eyes, I went all out. More than I have done ever for anybody. And she really enjoyed all of her gifts. I usually strike out. I don't think I struck out this year. I think I did a really nice job. So I thought I killed it. This woman, dude, like Christmas morning, there was like 15 gifts under the tree from her, and I was like, what are you doing?
That's cool.
And you know what's funny about Bree? She was like, now look, let's not go overboard.
Right.
So she's tricking me, man. So I woke up and she gave me dude, I'm wearing some of it. I got a new couple of new outfits. I got some new shoes. My first
shoes are cool.
Some Vans. Got some, she hooked me up with so much cool stuff, and we obviously made Vic's birthday and Christmas celebration very special. So it was a wonderful day. It was a wonderful day.
So he's 7? 6?
He is 7 years old.
7 is wild, man.
He is born on Christmas Day. He is 7 years old. Yeah.
And it's you and your mom that share a birthday.
And we share a birthday on May 13th. Yeah.
It's interesting times. So you guys just did the whole wake up early. What time you woke up at?
Vic was up at like 6 o'clock.
Man, that's tough.
Guys, and I was like, when your clock says 7:30.
At least, right?
At 7:30, you may come back in. And then at 7:30, he came back in, and I said, okay, now I'll get up. And I took a shower. Mm-hmm. I was taking my time, too. This kid was chomping at the bit, man. Up. I went downstairs. I was like, no, you stay at the top of the stairs. I got to make the coffee. I got to get Bree her coffee. Bree's got to get dressed, this poor kid. But then we finally let him down, and it was great. It was a great day. How was your holiday?
It was good. We stayed up late, so this kids woke up late. So it's like 9 o'clock when they started really getting warmed up in the morning of Christmas. Yeah. But we were up till stupid late playing board games, and I told you we were doing Legos and stuff. So just hanging out, man. We were supposed to stay one night at my parents' house. We stayed 2, and it was cool, man. It was good times.
That's great. We always talk about living in the moment, and when you were texting me, we were texting back and forth at that moment when you were like, we ended up staying 2 nights over here, and you sent me a number of photos of you and your family just chilling and doing Legos at the table. That photo of your father and your son together, that was a great photo. That was a great photo. It was cool to see that. And I recently told my mom that, and I said, we were all together at some point. This was a number of months ago, and I was just looking around, and everybody's here. Everybody's happy and healthy, and we're all together right now. Mm-hmm. And it's like we have to really relish this time.
Yeah.
When you've got your parents and you've got your family and everybody's there and everybody's together, you know, because those moments will, unfortunately, you know, not to be too morbid, but it won't last forever. So you really got to enjoy it now.
Yeah, I think about that. When we got back home after Christmas, I was in the garage playing games and stuff, and I stopped to think, like, spending a lot of time is the best thing in the world. If you could spend as much time as you can with your parents, if you're fortunate to have them, and your family and stuff like that. But then, like, the morbid side of me started thinking, like, it's double-edged. Because spending so much time also means that I will miss them that much more when they're gone.
Your heart gets
it will like
more full.
The detachment
yeah.
will be much more present, much more obvious when you see, like, I see my family, like my parents, I see them at least twice a week. We talk during the week. Sometimes we see them 3-4 times a week.
I've always found that so admirable and inspiring about your family. You guys seem to just have such a tight bond, and it's wonderful to live in the same city, right? You know what I mean? We're all right down the road, so that's always just really cool to see. You guys have always, ever since we got back together, you and I, you know, started business. It was like, man, that is a family right there, man.
Yeah,
the Barrios clan.
There's a lot of trust. There's a lot of trust is the best way I put it. In terms of feelings get hurt sometimes. You know, sometimes there's feedback back and forth about different things in life. You know, you make decisions. And at a certain age, you kind of are conditioned to not want to hear certain opinions. But at the same time, you get to an age also where your opinion matters a lot more, or there's like weight to it. Because on both sides of the aisle now, you know, not just when you have a certain age, when you're a kid, the parents telling the kid what to do. That's it. Your opinion doesn't matter as much.
Sure.
You get older, and I think on the side of the parent, they start to understand. They're starting to figure things out on their own. They could teach me certain things in certain ways. And it's cool to see that. It's cool to see the transformation of the relationship take a new phase. I always get sentimental and used to wonder, like, you know, when Hector was an infant, he was just newborn. It's like, man, like this person I'm looking at right now is not going to exist in a year or two. And I used to feel like, man, like, am I going to feel a detachment? But at the same time, it's like, nah, every day is like a joy. Every day is a privilege and a proud moment to walk next to this kid that's developing their personality. And same thing with Annalise, you know, it's crazy. And now with the new baby Juliana, it's like, it's wild to think that we're just that fortunate to be present.
Yeah,
because not even people get, like, not everyone gets that opportunity to be present in their kid's life and to see the first steps, to see the first laugh and all that stuff. Like
those early, that first year, a lot. Yeah, you're right.
It feels like you should, right? It feels like just common sense. Like, everybody
absolutely should be there.
But there are many people that do not have that blessing to see their kids grow up for whatever reason, fault of their own or whatever happened.
Work.
Some people, you know, it's morbid again, but some people pass away. They never got to see their kids grow up. I had a few friends that passed away before their kids were even born.
Which is nuts to think about.
That's sad. On the other side, for the kid, it sounds cold, but it's like you don't miss what you never had.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's tough though. But the bottom line is I feel very fortunate. I'm sure you feel the same way. Yes. I feel very fortunate. Towards the end of the year, you always think about, I mean, we talked about it before. I'm always living in my head, and at the top of my thinking is always gratitude. It's like super gratitude, even though I might not be able to express it well because I'm not good with. It's funny. I'm good with the written word.
Speaking it. Nah, you're good
on the spot.
You're very good.
You know, like that. Like I don't necessarily articulate as much as people mean to me.
I'm just so incredibly fortunate. I'm just so fortunate, man. You know, I've worked really hard to get to where I am. Obviously, this isn't just luck. Some of it is, but a lot of hard work and a lot of patience. But like, I'm just so fortunate to be where I am. You know, I've done some pretty awesome things in my life in terms of just spectacle moments. You know, I've walked the Great Wall of China.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, dude, I've walked the Great Wall of China. I mean, I opened for Bon Jovi in front of like 15,000 people. I mean, I've done some nut stuff, but you know what's crazy? And I tell my wife this. I told her this the other day. I said, what I feel right now in this little house that we own, like sitting together, it just blows all that other shit away. It just blows it away. And she's like, you've done so much. This is, and I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like, this is it. Like, this is my favorite time of my life right now. Right now.
That's good.
Right now. And that's a very fortunate way to feel. I'm very blessed, very lucky, and very fortunate, man.
And I think the trick is not to lose sight of that when things get tough.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like disrespectful to all the great things in
that
your
you
life.
have.
Like it's like you in great. Like, did you not think that you were gonna see hard times at all?
Right.
Is that what you thought? Like, now everything is worthless. Now my life is terrible. It sucks because you had a flat tire, your transmission went out.
Even if 5-10 things in a row happen,
everything else is garbage.
you have something,
Is
man.
it?
You have some wonderful things in your life if you really just take a step back and go, wow. I mean, we have a home that we own, man. We have food. We don't have to need for food.
Yeah, the place is yours to do whatever you want.
You know, we have each other. We love each other. We're laughing, dude. Me and my wife are laughing every day. I think that's one of my favorite things about my marriage, dude. Is like, and trust me, I've got some experience in marriage. We just laugh every freaking day. I mean, we both at one point or another are cracking up at something one of us said to each other. And that in itself is just a huge freaking blessing, man. That lady is so funny, man. She cracks me up so much. So it's just been really great, man. It's like I said, it's been a rough year for obvious reasons, but we're still so fortunate. So fortunate.
Yeah, no. There's light for everybody at the end of this tunnel here.
Yeah.
All the obvious health stuff. I mean, it seems science is catching up with it's rolling out vaccines and stuff. So hopefully normalcy is within the grasp of 2021, right?
Yeah,
like
wouldn't that be nice? You know,
I think it's gonna be late in the year, man.
I think it will too. I'm thinking probably late summer, fall time. You'll start to see some of the restrictions maybe ease a bit, but I don't think we're out of the woods yet, man.
I wish somebody gave a rough estimate, and these are going to be very rough estimates. But
well, they were doing it at the beginning of the pandemic. Remember, they're like, we estimate, this, and that's been flipped on.
Well, they kind of just stopped all of a sudden. Like now, they don't say anything.
Yeah, yeah. There was a lot of information there for the first couple months, right?
2 weeks, 2 more weeks, another month.
Remember, they had the curve, and then they had like the months laid out, and it was like, they're like, yeah, we really actually don't know what's happening, just like everybody else, and we're just gonna.
But I'd be interested.
Hold on tight, buckle up.
When are we gonna go back to how you were?
I don't know.
Concerts with thousands of people with no masks, shaking hands, hugging, kissing.
Oh man, I don't know.
When do we go back to that? We have to go back to that.
The vaccine will help. The vaccine will help.
Because sometimes I think it feels like we're never going back to that.
I felt that way. But
we have to. We have to. We talked about it before. Like we're social people.
Yeah, no, we have to.
Like even in business, like there's a weird disconnect when you can't touch somebody's hand.
Yeah,
it's like
or just
it's
be
in
close
us to like want to touch.
Limits what you can do. You know what I mean?
No, it depends your work, right? Like some people just are struggling right now because they lost jobs or whatever. But I think we have to be able to touch people. We have to be able to be around people in tight spaces and have that experience. We're just wired that way. Humanity's like that.
You know, I going back to fortunate, I have 2 loving mothers, and my mother who lives in California is a nurse practitioner, and she's been on the front lines of this crap since it happened, right? And to speak to your just being able to do this to somebody, it's she was explaining to me, and of course I can't say it as eloquently as she did, but she said, it's such an important part of her job to have that physical closeness and contact and trust with her patients, and she's one of the most talented people I know, and that's her MO, man. Like that's who she was. And she says it's been very challenging, and it's been such a weird change, and it's very difficult for her not to be that way. So it affects everybody in so many different ways, man. Like our job, it's like, we ground to a halt for months. No income, nothing. Just 3 or 4 months of just, we'll film the podcast every week, I guess.
Well, we're lucky that we have things, to keep us afloat.
Of course, yeah. We had
jobs. We had
other jobs, yeah.
We have wives that, work as well.
Thank goodness, man.
Fortunate. But for the real, we got to experience, or at least see it a little bit, in what the real business owners that work for themselves 24/7, what they would experience. To be told overnight, you're not making a dime for the next whatever, and I can't tell you when you're going to see it. That's tough, man. That's tough.
I recently interviewed an owner of a pretty prominent local spot down at the oceanfront for my other job, and he was talking about, they've lost $1.5 million in revenue this year. $1.5 million. He said, luckily, he had his place paid off in full, about 10 years ago. But he's had to dip into his pockets and pay everybody and keep them afloat too. And he was like, I've been paying people and we've been closed. But he decided that he was going to, all of his servers and his cooks that are just not working, he's like, you know what? You're just going to continue to get paid as if you were. And I was like, that's pretty baller, and that's what I'm trying to be when I grow up.
Yeah, I like the opportunity. I like the idea to be able to create an opportunity. That excites me.
Yeah.
I would feel very proud of that moment, because just thinking about it makes me feel full. But
I think we're getting there, buddy.
When that day comes where you can actually create an opportunity and now you can clock in here and do something that you enjoy, and hopefully we remain the people we are, and we're just cool, and we're humans, and we don't just become something else, because sometimes that happens. But so hopefully that's what's around the corner, man. I hope so. I was looking for a quote.
Yeah, you know what? I had one too. My wife actually posted this quote, and I'd like to read it.
So my favorite book is The Count of Monte Cristo.
Ah, yes. We've talked.
It's a 1,000-page book.
We've talked this story often.
But I love it. And a quote from The Count of Monte Cristo, and I have shared this before, but now I'm going to share the full quote. There is neither happiness nor misery in the world. There is only the comparison of one state with another, nothing more. He who has felt the deepest grief is able to experience supreme happiness. That was Alexander Dumas.
Yeah, man. Hitting rock bottom.
Some people need that. Mm-hmm. Some people need that.
I had a moment in my life in the relative recent history that was pretty much rock bottom for me. I had never been lower, and I needed it.
Well, and if you would have thought, and we talked about this before.
Now I feel that I needed it. At that moment.
If you remember at that moment, I feel, because I've been in not that type of situation, but I have been in low points in my life.
Sure.
And in those low points, you tell yourself there is nothing worse than this. Mm-hmm. You are convinced. You believe that there's nothing worse than this moment right now.
Yeah.
And you get to a point where you're like, there's no way I can get out of this. There is no way. It's over. This is the worst. My life will change forever. I'm going to be scarred by this moment, and I'm going to have to adjust all my expectations and my dreams, because from now on, this moment has now redefined
this is the reality. Me. This is the reality now.
And what's funny is I appreciate that I went through that, because when bad times come, I remember I've been here before. Mm-hmm. This is not the end of the world. This is not going to destroy me.
Yeah,
I will get up from this. Mm-hmm. One of the best things about losing my job, which losing your job is a terrible thing, but one of the best things about losing my job many years ago now was that I lost faith in money. To be honest, and this, I've said it before, but it sounds kind of messed up, and hopefully you understand me. Money to me is worthless.
It comes and goes.
I used to be so proud of my bank account. I used to be so like, I did that. I can buy whatever I want. I can do whatever I want because I've got this in the bank. And when that gets kind of taken away from you, and you have to learn to bounce off the bottom of the pool to just take a breath every 3 seconds to kind of just...
Pretty humbling.
And you got to learn to go to Walmart with a calculator, and you got to learn to put stuff back because you took too much to the register. When you go through that experience, to me, it's like money could be taken from you today, and you can go get it back the next day anyway. So the chase of money to me doesn't matter. That's why I always talk about business. To me, is about creating opportunities. Yes, money's necessary. I'm not going to say it doesn't matter, but in the grand scheme of things, is my heart attached to money? Is that my drive? No. Money, I could take it or leave it. And you have to hit the bottom for that. Or what feels like it.
Here's a quote. If you avoid conflict to keep the peace, you start a war inside yourself. Mm-hmm. Man, I read that quote this morning. My wife posted that. Mm-hmm. And I was like, man, I've been such a people pleaser my whole life, or try to be at least. And and not to avoid, I guess, to avoid conflict a lot of times. I'm like a lot of people. I don't like conflict. And sometimes to the detriment of yourself, you do things to avoid it. And I don't know if that's the healthiest approach. And you can't please everybody. My God. Come on. I'm starting to figure that out. I am starting to figure that out.
I think you're good at going into a room and putting a lot of effort into raising the energy of that room in a positive way. And maybe sometimes when that isn't reciprocated, the energy it takes to do that, it's kind of like popping a balloon sometimes, I think.
Mm-hmm. No, it's exactly. That's a really great analogy.
It's not as easy as it seems to walk into a room and, hey guys, what's up? How you doing? Great to see you. Boom, 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 boom. And then to not get that back, that took a lot of energy to do that.
Yeah.
And to just flatten it out, I think that could easily just burst a bubble, and it's like, all right, I'm going to be here now.
Like, okay, I see where the energy's
lower than
at.
If I would have walked in at a neutral. Now I'm lower than I'm just
right,
like,
yeah. And then it starts to make you
I don't want to be here at all now.
Yeah. And then you start, evaluating before that's informing your next decisions on the next instance that happens. It's like, oh, maybe I don't come in so.
I don't think that happens. So I don't think that happens as often though. I mean, a lot of times people tend to go up more than they go down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like usually when you tell somebody, you're doing a great job today, whatever. I think they tend to go up. Some people don't respond to that though, and it's like, all right, I know how to deal with you moving forward. Like,
all right, I've got you figured out.
It's like straight business now.
Yeah,
like it's nothing personal at all. This just gets straight to talking numbers.
Yeah, it's like the McDonald's across the street. We know we know what to expect from them. We know what's happening, and we're just gonna address it as such moving forward.
We gotta check if their machine is working.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Speaking of McDonald's, this is completely off.
And let's derail this thing, man.
But they remodeled the one by the house.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't going to mention this, but now this brings up another point. So Annalise knows that I have boycotted that one because I had
the McDonald's over there at Lynn Haven. Yeah.
So I had a moment of philosophical discussion with Annalise about I use McDonald's because she says, "Well, now that it's remodeled, are you going to go back?" And I say, "They changed the exterior. Now what's on the inside?"
It's not one. Yeah, no, it's true.
And that's what matters.
The bad guts are still in there.
Unless there's new management and new staff.
You got a makeover. That's about it.
All you did was go get some new sneakers and a haircut.
Ooh, baby.
You're still the same.
You're wearing a new perfume. That's about it.
Terrible person to be around.
You're wearing a new perfume. You wouldn't recognize me with your eyes closed, but
it takes more than that, man.
Yeah, that's funny. It's funny. I've boycotted the Hardee's. Right there by the house.
That's unfortunate because I usually get decent service.
Nah,
I think I recommended that one to you, and then you went over to.
And it's like three times in a row. I was like, "What?" Oh yeah, you remember?
Yeah. What?
I was driving one time at this drive-through at what is it? Panda Express, dude, and pull up.
Typically great service there.
Typically great. We love Panda. We frequent them. So anyway, Tony's in the passenger seat. I'm like, I roll up. Hi, welcome to such and such. Okay, yeah, let me get this. Yeah, we don't have that. And I was like, oh, okay. She was like, you want to choose something different? I was like, yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, we don't have that either. And I think I just was, what?
Yeah, you got mad.
I was like, what? What?
I figured died over in the passenger seat.
Dude, you were like curled up in a ball. You were laughing so hard. Because I think a number of things that happened that morning, and then they didn't have. I'm like, what do you have?
But huh? I might have confessed that people's anger is just.
It is very funny.
I'm pretty confident that one of the ways I may end up dying is because of that. I'm gonna laugh at the wrong time and get strangled to death.
Oh, that's funny.
In front of a crowd of my loved ones because something terrible is gonna happen. Somebody's gonna get furious, and I don't know what it is, man. When people get angry. It makes me crack up so much, man. I'm just like, dude, you're that mad. Like, I just start laughing. Like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
The thing is,
we've had some.
You better not laugh at me when I'm mad. I don't think it's funny to be laughed at. All right.
Yeah, no.
I should be allowed to laugh at you all I want. Laugh at you, but if you laugh at me, there's gonna be problems.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know. I got that problem. I have many problems, but that is one that's gonna get me in trouble one day.
Well, listen, man. Happy New Year to everybody. This is episode 50.
Yeah,
this is 50. We made it 50 weeks, people. I've gotten a lot of great feedback from a lot of close friends and family members that watch the show. So if you watch the show, if you're watching it right now and you made it to the end of episode 50, we really appreciate you, man. This started as just like a, hey, man, let's just try this out. Let's try it out. And I think we've gotten very comfortable with it, and I think it's a lot of fun. I think 2021, hopefully with these restrictions, hopefully, those dials being turned down a little bit, we'd like to get a lot more people on the show, because I think we have the most fun when we have somebody else with us. Mm-hmm. I mean, those are always great episodes. They do really well. So look forward to that in 2021, man. Some really big things coming from Tsunami Digital Media, dude. It's really, really exciting.
I want to take this thing on the road too.
I would too.
Like,
I would
love that. If you
got
a business or something, and we could set up in your shop and talk with you,
and let's do it. We got plenty of mics, dude. We'll just come to you and we'll have a chat, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, Happy New Year, everybody. Thank you for making it this far. We love you.
Yes. All right.
Anything else, dude?
That is it.
That's it, man.
All right, guys.
Hey, let's go celebrate.
All right. I'm Tony.
I'm Matt.
This is the Tsunami Podcast.
Yeah, man.
You're almost late. I can't take you anymore.
Let's do it.
You have no more sick time. Oh, now sick.
Come on, baby.
You don't do it.
Talking. Come